Big headline for homeowners. We learned today that foreclosures have taken a sudden nosedive. The number of homeowners filing for foreclosure has dropped to a 5-year low, down 7% in a month, 16% in 1 year. And also tonight, strong signs people are ready to buy new homes, so the bidding wars are breaking out. Is this the comeback we've been waiting for? Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
Does this come with the appliances?
Oneida Parker knows if this is the home for her, she better make an offer. These days, houses are selling, and they are selling fast.
So we've looked at, I don't know, at least, I'm going to say like 30 properties.
So many you can't even remember.
Yeah, there's like a bidding war going on.
That's right, bidding wars in some pockets of the country.
Kitchen, small kitchen. Pretty much every listing of mine since the beginning of the year has had multiple offers.
Like 73 bids on this California house alone. It sold in 1 week for nearly double the asking price. This 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in a Los Angeles suburb has only been on the market for a couple of hours, and already, take a look at this. Dozens of realtors have stopped by to scope out this property for their hungry clients. So what's behind this sudden crush? Fewer houses for sale. Compared to just a year ago, foreclosures are down that 16%. The last time the numbers were this low was before the recession hit. Those days of all those cheap homes driving down prices are ending.
We've clearly hit the bottom, and I think that's what everybody has been waiting for.
But there's still a long way to go. Many aren't moving because they owe too much on their mortgage and can't afford to sell at these prices. 6 years ago, the median home price was about $230,000. Today, it's just above $187,000. Whether Oneida Parker wins this bidding war or not, you gonna put a bid on this one?
Most likely, yes.
Her eagerness to buy is a good sign for homeowners everywhere. Cecilia Vega, ABC News, Los Angeles.
This is what happened. We were convinced by George Bush and everybody else that the American dream was to have a house. That was the dream. And so all of the people who lived here in apartment buildings couldn't have the American dream. Some of them because they had bad credit or didn't have jobs that would allow them to afford houses. Do you remember how expensive houses used to be? Oh, those days aren't coming back. Anyway, they didn't get a house, so they couldn't have a part of the American dream because of the big evil bank. I should put horns on the big evil bank. They wouldn't loan these people any money. So what happened? The unions and acorns, you know, with their baseball bats, along with the permission and the blessings of the beautiful, beautiful people in Washington. They said, yeah, we'll back you up. These banks should give these loans to people who can't afford them. So they started getting little houses too that they couldn't afford. But they couldn't pay the big evil bank back when things got tough because there is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Doing an interview project for my economics class about local real estate, and I guess first ask how long both of you guys have been doing real estate. Mr. Stefano.
I've had my license in 1973, but I've been doing it full time since 2004.
I got my license in 1983, and I've been doing it up till present day.
Okay, and the first question I have for both of you is, how is the real estate market doing as of now?
I want to go it.
Real estate market is doing very well, starting to recover slowly. 2013 was a good year. Inventory was low, which made the prices creep up a little bit. In this local area, things always seems to move along because of the grade school system.
And do you think more people are moving in or out of this area? Mr. Stefano.
I think they're moving. I don't think they're moving out as much as they were. I think they're staying because of the political situation stabilized. I think it's encouraged. to stay.
And in what way do you think the housing markets have changed over the last 20 years?
I think Carol can answer that better than I can.
We've had many ups and downs. I think that for a long time, market was stable. Then all of a sudden, it started to escalate, and we had bidding wars, which means that there were multiple offers on houses, and at some points, agents were writing contracts on their car hoods. They would show a house and come out and tell the people, if you want this house, you need to sign now. After the downturn, then and all the foreclosures came on the market, then things slowed down and values started to drop. But as we see now, 2013, values are back up, and again, Hopewell Township has a good housing market because of the school systems, because of the location between New York and Philadelphia.
And let me add a little something to that. Since the 1960s, the housing market, you could always rely on property being valued about 10 to 12% a year. So if you invested in 1970, your house was, if you took that 40 years and multiply it by 10%, you can take an average, you could be pretty well assured you'd do better on the housing market than you could in the stock market. But then in 2008, everything just went down. And so we are just beginning to recover now, but it's not, values are not as they were pre-2006. So that's going to take a while to come back.
Okay, and I guess the final question for both of you is, what is your prediction for the future? How do you think it's going to go from here?
Well, I personally think that the prices have stabilized. I think the seller is dealing with reality, with the current market, meaning that they can't get the high prices they once did, and I think the buyer is coming to realize that the demand is there for housing, and the inventory begins to get lower, so the buyer has to deal with reality also. So in my opinion, and I think the professional, the economists say the same thing, that we won't go up 10 or 12% a year, but there will be some rise in property values, I think, over the next few years. And as the property values stabilize, I think you'll see an increase every year in your investment.
Anything else to add?
No, I think he said it all. Again, though, I think the market this year was very good, and I also brought you some handouts that you can have, that you will see the numbers for 2012 versus 2013, where the market has gone up.
Okay, well, thank you for you guys' time and answering my question.
But Carol, when you're done with that, Michael.
Okay, so recently you purchased a house in the neighborhood, right?
I did, in fact.
All right. Well, being not a realtor or specialist in real estate, how do you think that the real estate market is doing locally?
Well, I think it's a really hot market locally. I know when I was looking for houses that they were going quickly, and so I think as a consumer, I think if you need to know what you want before you go into it and act quickly if you find what you like.
What changes have you noticed being a consumer and looking for houses from the first time you've ever bought a house until now?
The first time I bought a house was 2004, and economically I think it was a lot like it is now. The market was pretty hot back then as well, and there was a lot of competition for attractive properties, so I don't think a lot has changed between the two times that I've purchased.
And finally, how does the real estate market compare here locally in New Jersey to in Massachusetts?
I think it's pretty similar. I think Massachusetts heated up a little earlier than New Jersey did. I know that in the springtime I had friends who were looking for houses and the prices went up and the competition went up much more in the March, April time frame, whereas I think down here it took until summer for that uptick to happen. But I think that generally they're both doing really well right now.
Okay, thank you for the interview.